Hello guys, welcome to CWP Space. Today we're talking about list comprehension. The very first question would be, what is actually list comprehension? So list comprehension is just a concise way of creating lists from other lists. That's just the shortest definition that I'm going to give to it. So it's just more like you having a list instead of, using for loop to get each of those items. You actually just create a list with just one line from another list. So enough talking. Let's dive right into coding. All right, first thing first, let's create a before example. So here I'm going to go ahead and create a new file. I'm going to just call this list. Let me call it list. Lists. I don't know. You can just call it list comp. Honestly, you can give this any name you want. Okay. So I'll call that list comprehension, which the comp stands for comprehension. So here I'm just going to go first thing first. Let's create a before example. Here I want to create numbers, and I'll set that list of numbers, of course. Let me say 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And let's say we want to create the square roots of these numbers, but we want to store it inside another list. How are we going to do it? The very first thing we need to do, remember we're doing the before first, right? We're doing the before first. So the very first thing we need to do here is to actually create a square root. I'll just call this SQRT, and underscore num, okay? And I'll set that to empty list, okay? And the ordinary way we'll do this is just to use a for loop. So for loop, I'll just say for n in numbers, and I'm going to call in this my square roots number because I want to actually store in the square roots of each of these numbers inside this new list, right? So what I would do here is to append. We use append to add into our list. So I'm just going to call append, and I will call n, which is this number, for each of that number times n times itself. So when it gets to like 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times, that's what we're talking about here. All right, so let's just go ahead and print what we have here. So I'm just going to go ahead and call print, and so that we can see what our square roots is having now. And when I clear this and I call Python 3 and our new document, which is listcom.py, and around that we're going to see that we have the square roots of each of this particular number, which is like 4, 9, and 16. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3. All right, great, awesome. So how are we going to do this using list comprehension? So I'm just going to go ahead and tap this list, of course, standing for comprehension, right? So how are we going to approach this here? So what are we going to do? What we're going to do here is basically just call in our square root num, right? Pretty much it. And in one line of code, we are going to write this whole thing that you're seeing here. All right, so the very first thing we want to do is our expression. We call in this expression we have in here, we call it n times n first, and then we declare our for loop for n, of course, in the interval, which is our interval here is the numbers, pretty much it. When we save that right now and run our square root, let me go ahead and just, take this here and paste it here so we can see what our print is having. But I'll just get rid of this for loop. Instead of using for loop, I'll get rid of this one as well. There's no need to create an empty list. So I'll take that up. And if we save this and run it, we're still going to get the same result. Watch. All right. Wow. That's crazy, right? Isn't it? So you see that we have it right there. It's pretty much there. It's nothing. It's just a simple one line of code and we get to the same result. So that's pretty much what simple, list comprehension is about. To be honest, it's not a problem. It's just there for you to like cut your short, make your code really, readable, and also make you look more like professional. Pretty much it. So yeah, let's that's number one. But let's take a look at some other example, right? And let's say we want even number, right? Even number. Let's say we want even numbers. We can use comprehension list to write this. I'll call this even numbers. even numbers, and I'll set that equal to, remember, we start with our expression, which is n is right there. For n in, now we go into our interval, which is what range. I told you guys about range. If you want to have range of something, 0 to 1, 0 to 100, 0 to 1000, that's what range is doing. And now we use a conditional here to tell the the comprehension list that we only need only store this if n can be divided by 2. Okay, if it is equals to 0 when you divide by 2, those are the only number you store in here. So if we go ahead and just save this and run to print the even numbers, we are going to have a clean list of even numbers between 0 to 10. So let me run this again. All right, cool. So you can see we have 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. All right, with that being said, you can see now with just one line of code, we get this done, and it's pretty much easy as goes. Now, some people may ask, oh, can we really use this on, string and all that stuff? Yeah, of course you can. So how would you use it on string? Let's say, for example, we have a list of names. Let me give this a tag here, string, and I'm gonna try to bring it up. So let's say we have list of names, like we always do, and we have Collins, and let's say we have John, and let's have a final name. Let's say we have like Sandra. Okay, so let's say you want to create a capitalized. You want to store, each of this name in capital letters, right? Inside this new list. What are you going to do here? Take a moment to think about it. So here you go with your expression, right? You're going to say n dot upper, right? This is how you actually call capital letter on actually words in or letters in Python. And then you go with your expression for n in what? In names. That's about it. Now, when you save that and try to print it, and you print cap names, and you save, and now you run your file, you're going to have all of that in capital letter. And so that's how it works, actually, with list comprehension. Thank you very much for watching this. If you have any comment or anything to say, put it in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now. I'll talk to you guys later.